Jenkins!
Wow, the Discord auto compressor thing royally butchered the fuck out of that.
I don't know what possessed me. I was just like, I had to do it. I felt like I had to do it, so I did it.
I'm gonna assume it was Leroy Jenkins that possessed you.
Yes, Leroy Jenkins, but more specifically, Leroy Tankins. I don't know why I just saw a video. I saw a meme that said Leroy Tankins recently, so that's what popped in my mind.
Okie dokie. So, good evening, my darling batlings. I was going to be testing out a new updated version of my 3D model with some different expressions tonight, but it looks like I've still got a lot of calibrations to do on that, as Garrus from Mass Effect would say. So, we're going to have to hold off on... Yes, we're going to have to hold off on that one until probably next time. Tonight, we're going to be playing Sly 2, Band of Thieves, because we totally beat Sly 1 last time. I don't care that it crashed, and we didn't get to see the 100% ending because it crashed. Fuck it, I count it as a victory. We beat the final boss.
Yeah, you beat the final boss, and you might as well count that as a victory, because again, beat the final boss. But that was a cheap shot of the game to crash at that exact fucking moment.
It's because I was tempting fate. I brought up the story about how the game always crashed near the end before that happened. Like, not right before it happened, but in the earlier part of that section. And that was like begging for it to crash on me at the end. Just to deny me my victory.
Let's just say you've been cheated of your victory.
Yes. Wouldn't be the first time. Thankfully, it didn't corrupt the save file, so I can just load that again and, you know, continue where we left off. But we're not doing that tonight. Sly 2 instead.
Yes.
For Sly 2 is where things start getting interesting. So let's swap on over to the gaming screen and pause the English cover of Chala Head Chala. And because I'm playing a very minor ROM hack of this trilogy that removes the excessive amount of motion blur, I have to load these from a hard drive. So that's why I have to keep doing this specific boot up sequence. That involves using a hacked file on my memory card to load up Open PS2 loader so I can load the ROM off of my hard drive.
Yeah, you do what you gotta do.
Very hacky way to play games, but it works for the most part. Unless you want to play Ratchet 3, in which case you run into constant slowdown.
Ew.
And once again, I need to remind you, the flashing colors during the loading sequence are normal.
What's normal these days?
That's a good question. We may be able to locate another energy emission from the Wada womb. When we find that meteor, we'll find Dr. Wowie.
You know, I've come to one conclusion. In my 31 years of existence, I've come to one single conclusion. And you know what that is?
What?
Being normal, it's overrated.
I may have to turn up the capture card volume a bit because these games are on the quiet end of the loudness spectrum. There we go. That's just turned to normal volume. How's it sound?
I think it sounds fine. It might be a little loud, but we'll see how things play out as time goes on.
Okay. It's mainly that Sly 1 was really quiet on my end.
Yeah.
Like I couldn't hear the dialogue.
Right.
Wrong stealth series. All right. I keep forgetting that when they say invert, when you invert it, that actually uninverts it.
What the fuck?
So, like, invert turret controls makes it so pressing up aims up instead of what the default, which is what we would normally call inverted controls.
Hmm.
Breaker Alpha Foxtrot, this is the Wizard. Do you read me, Sitting Duck?
This is Peking Duck. I hear you, Blizzard.
No, Sly, I'm the Wizard, and you're Sitting Duck.
I read you loud and clear, Lizard.
No, I'm...
So right off the bat, the character interactions are a lot better. They don't seem like they're constantly at each other's throats. And helps that everyone is on the field this time instead of just Sly doing all the action.
What's your status?
Nice.
Well, I've established
So you get a better
myself
feel for how these guys work as a
and
team.
I'm pretty sure I can rewire the service elevator if you
So,
can up from that
to give you a little
security
setup for what this
Heads
intro
up,
sequence
pal.
is, because
Might
every
take some
Sly
time,
game starts
but I'll
with an
figure
intro
out a way to
level.
get up there.
After the defeat of Clockwork at the end of the first game, his parts were salvaged from the volcano and were taken to a museum in Cairo. And Sly is coming here. Sly, Bentley, and Murray are here to steal the Clockwork parts so they can be destroyed.
I mean, that makes sense, because they gotta make sure Clockwork doesn't try and pull another, resurrection again.
Yeah. And also the idea that we don't want any other criminals stealing the Clockwork parts and using them for nefarious purposes.
Yeah, we don't want that either.
Okay, I spliced the wires. Ouch! Hold on. There it is.
There he is in the, I was going to say in the flesh, but it's more of in the scales.
In the shell, probably.
Okay,
In the shell, yeah, I don't know why I
let me
didn't think
up
of that.
Security computer. The spotlights are offline. There goes.
And in case you're wondering, yes, you do get to play as all three of them in this game. It's not, They're not
Nice.
just like there for set pieces.
Nice.
Presto, all clear.
Thanks, pal. For your first time out, you did pretty well.
Oh, this operation is far from complete. Now that the lasers and spotlights are offline, Murray should be moving into position for your rendezvous. I'll stay here and provide computer support while you go on ahead.
I love what they did with Murray starting in this game. Like, you remember he was sort of like the cowardly, gentle giant in the
Yeah.
first game? In this game, he's seen a major confidence boost, and he's like a self-styled superhero.
Nice.
He calls himself the Murray. And he's no longer just the getaway driver, he's the muscle of the operation.
Nice.
And that's the characterization they're going to stick with for the rest of the series.
Nice.
Thank you. You're all doing a great job.
And if you notice that I'm picking up health icons, that's because they got rid of the one hit point kill system with the Lucky Charms providing extra hit points, basically the way it worked in Crash Bandicoot, and gave you a proper health meter.
Nice.
Oh, and they also gave you a run button,
Nice.
with the trade-off for running being that you alert guards more easily. Guards are actually a threat in this game instead of just being your basic mooks that die in one hit.
Nice.
Like, there's actual benefits to not getting spotted now.
No problem. I'll just take the long way around.
If memory serves, you need to jump and hit the circle button to run along ropes.
And as a proper sequel should, you start off with some of the abilities that you gained throughout the last game. Like the ability to run along ropes and the ability to do the spire jump. You don't get the invisibility, or at least not until later, because that would be a broken power to start out with. And you don't get, like, all the optional powers, like slowing down time.
Murray must have gotten lost along the way. Try pressing on ahead without him.
Oh, and coins in this game are now actual currency instead of just being, you know, collect 100 and you get an extra life. Because they got rid of lives entirely.
Oh, wow.
There he is, the Murray.
I hope you weren't harmed by my meteoric entrance.
No, Murray, I kept at a safe distance.
Good, good. The Thunderflop knows neither friend nor foe, only destruction.
Yeah, can you maybe channel some of that raw energy into the security gate?
Of course, it is nothing before the Murray.
It was
I
nothing
love
before.
Murray now. He's so great.
Okay, all clear.
Neat bit of trivia that I learned was they thought about replacing Murray's voice actor for this game. And they were actually about to until they realized they couldn't find anyone who was willing to do the Murray voice that they wanted, except for the original Murray voice actor.
Another barrier stands before you. Fear not, I shall bend it like the truth.
Oh, jeez.
Solid work, Murray. You're really in the zone.
My hulking frame is too much for that puny rope. You go ahead and unlock the doors from the inside. I'll be waiting in the hallway to help you carry out the clockwork parts.
Seriously, this whole opening segment is geniusly done. You don't get to play as the other characters in the introduction, but you get a visual example of what their unique abilities are.
I don't get it, Sly. The clockwork part should be here. This is all wrong. We need to pull the plug on this operation right now.
Freeze, Cooper.
Inspector Fox.
So Carmelita's got a new voice actress. She gets a new one every game.
Are so predictable. You always return to the scene of the crime.
Crime.
She's lost the Hispanic accent, I've noticed.
Yeah, they wanted someone who sounded like Jessica Alba, apparently.
You've got the motive.
Someone already stole the parts?
Don't play dumb with
And
me.
Carmelita's got a
You
new
might
partner,
not have been
Neela.
here, Carmelita. The method of entry and guard casualties
Constable
all point
Neela.
to this being a claw gang job.
The Claw Gang?
Constable Neela, I allowed you to sit in on this stakeout as a favor to the Contessa. I really don't need any help. Oh, I think you might. Look at the facts. Facts? Sly Cooper is right here. I caught him red-handed. I'm just saying that there are other criminals in the world other than Sly Cooper! After him! Freeze!
Wait up, Sly!
I've never actually played a single Sly Cooper game,
Still!
but
This one
I have my theory as to
This is where things get fun.
I have two possible theories of why, or like what could, Constable Neela is
Thief!
in on this for.
You guys go warm up the van.
I'm not
I'll
going to
keep
confirm
Carmelita
or
busy.
deny any of them.
You're all going to
That's
jail.
fair.
Pick me up at the rendezvous.
But one possibility is that the constable is in on the heist for the clockwork parts, as really just in for her, for some greater scheme,
Come back here,
Or-
detail.
or she actually is more on Sly's side, where she's like, she understands he's like she knows he's a thief, she knows he's a crook, but at the same time she's not gonna like dedicate all her time and energy to go after this one guy.
Well, if you notice, she's the one who dropped the name of who she suspects the actual, the actual people who stole the clockwork parts were, the Claw Gang.
You can't run forever.
Yeah.
Whereas Carmelita, because she's like, Carmelita's whole thing is that she views all criminals as equally bad, no matter what their crime is.
Yeah.
Sort of like a Knight Templar type thing.
Oh, yeah.
Plus, she has a personal vendetta against Sly because he's the one that keeps escaping her.
Fair enough.
And they also have a whole, like, Batman and Catwoman thing going on.
Yeah.
Carmelita's just as
Hello.
angry as ever. She's really quite lovely when she's angry.
Yeah, the
Constable Neela.
comic book style cutscenes
Was
have
the
seen a
reference to the
major
claw game
upgrade,
just
much
a
better
slip of the
art,
tongue?
and
Or an intentional clue?
better layouts and
Either way,
better
Yeah.
use
it's
of
her only
motion.
lead on the missing clockwork parts. Clockwork. He was consumed with jealousy for the Cooper clan's thieving reputation. Is it inappropriate to refer to him as a monster? No, not at all. What kind of person stays alive for hundreds of years with the express intention of wiping out a rival's family line? Imagine the hatred, fueling that first decision.
To give you an idea of how long Clockwork's been at the whole
Soulless
eliminate the
machine.
Cooper lineage thing,
Ultimately, it did the trick. Clockwork.
Sly 4, which is about time travel,
He caught up with my parents.
has a series
And
of
I wound
Easter
up in an
eggs where in
orphanage.
each time period
It's there
you
that I
can
met my
find
pals, Bentley, the
clockwork
brains of our
looming
outfit,
overhead in
and
a
Murray,
specific area
the brawn.
at a specific point in
They
each
turned out to
time
be all the
period,
family I needed.
like watching what's going on.
2 years
Oh,
ago,
wow.
I thought I'd finished.
And
it.
the earliest time period you go to is the fucking Ice Age.
Oh, jeez. So he's been screwing around with the Cooper clan since, around the Ice Age then.
Does
Yes,
the Claw Gang even realize what they've stolen?
if not earlier.
I don't know what's in my future, but I
Right.
won't let it be a repeat of my past.
Like, I love how Clockwork basically was, at one point he's a completely organic owl, but then he just slowly roboticizes himself because he wants to stay alive through hatred.
Yeah, it's sort of like a Cybermen type thing. Instead of being about machine superiority, it's about achieving immortality.
Yeah.
All right, so
Awful.
we've lost the hub menu, but instead we get, well, you'll see. We're going to be going after our first Claw Gang member, Dimitri Lousteau. And Dimitri is a
Black
fan
Shadow.
favorite character. Like,
I
he was
wonder
meant
why.
to only be the starter villain for this game, but he ends up becoming a recurring character throughout the series, because he's just so fun.
Oh, wow.
I had to call in a few favors to get the goods on the Claw Gang's local operator.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to
Dimitri,
turn up the
a sort of
capture card
underworld
volume.
celebrity, equally
Yeah.
at home in high-class art circles and shady back alley crimes. He was once a passionate young art student who worked hard to develop his own visionary style. Unfortunately, the art world wasn't quite ready for his kinetic aesthetic. So he gave them what they wanted and started forging old masterpieces. His way of punishing those with bad taste. Dimitri now runs a nightclub on the west side. The thumping music, colorful light shows, and a hint of danger lure in chic young patrons from far and wide. And it's here, hidden somewhere, where we'll find the clockwork tail feathers. What Dimitri plans to do with the clockwork part is beyond me. But those plans end tonight.
So, one reason that Dimitri's so popular is because the way he talks. He's a Frenchman, but he learned how to speak English through watching rap videos. So he talks in a lot of street slang that makes that like no one else can understand.
Oh, jeez.
Like, not just street slang, outdated street slang.
Of
Like
course.
stuff from the 70s.
Damn it.
And he's constantly accompanied by a disco song.
Oh, God.
Alright, so if you couldn't tell already, as opposed to the previous game, which had basically like a hub level that led to various other levels, sort of like the warp rooms in Crash Bandicoot, we have fully explorable maps now.
It's gonna be a real
Nice.
pleasure robbing this nightclub. I share in your enthusiasm, but before we hit the inside, we'll need to do a little reconnaissance work.
What do you have in mind?
I've installed this special antenna on the safe house.
And rather than individual levels, we have a mission-based structure where you have to approach the mission marker on the map as the right character, and that triggers the mission.
Make your way to this position, and I'll give you a full briefing on our objective.
I'm on my
And
way.
unlike the first game, which was sort of like each level is tangentially related to taking down the antagonist of that world, here each mission plays a larger part in a... Hey, Kier. Each mission you do plays a larger part in sabotaging the villain's operations and leads to a final heist.
Remember, the view is always better from the rooftops. Sly, I need you to hack into Dimitri's communication array so that we'll have access to his database.
How am I supposed to do that?
To start, you'll need to get to the top of that tower. Then,
Why don't we,
to the satellite
why have Sly do all this when we can have Agent Stone handle it? He could do some he could get a head start.
Reconnaissance.
Yeah, he could get a head start and do some reconnaissance.
Right. Jump and press the circle button to
Because
climb
we don't
heights.
have Agent
I'm on it.
Stone with us. He was left on the mushroom planet. Or at least that Agent Stone was left on the mushroom planet.
Yeah.
When you're near these markers, press the circle button to use the object. Great, the first one's in position. I've uploaded the next waypoint into your Thief Bad Image. Remember, click the L3 button to locate your next objective.
Oh, and you'll see that clue bottles return. Instead of clue bottles being spread throughout individual levels and unlocking a new skill at the end, they're spread throughout each map. There's 30 of them in each map, I believe. There's a vault that they unlock, and it either, depending on the level, will either have a new ability or a valuable treasure that you can sell. You never played Sly 2? Sly 2 is considered the best of the series, usually tied with Sly 3, depending on what you want out of Sly game.
This is sure to be loud enough to alert any guards in the vicinity.
And the clue bottles are a lot more sneakily hidden this time. You really have to scour the map to find all of them. They're not like hidden in bunches anymore.
Nice.
Also, if you pay attention to the soundtrack, it makes a lot more usage of leitmotifs for like overarching character and situational themes, rather than the first game's more Crash Bandicoot inspired soundtrack, where it was like individual level themes. Like, they take a lot more inspiration from, like, old heist and spy movies for the soundtrack in this one.
Nice.
As a matter of fact, the developers went on
So,
record
where do we go from
saying, well, first of all, Sly's model is a bit fucked up right there. I don't know why. But the developers went on record saying that they wanted this game to feel like a mix between
Okay,
Ocean's
I'll head
11
up for the
and The
cellar.
Italian Job. You know, two of the most classic heist movies.
Yeah.
Good to see you, little buddy. I guess the way through the wine cellar is guarded by those rats. Bentley thought you might like some
Rats.
help clearing
We're
them out.
rats.
Sounds
We're the
We're
rats.
the rats.
Back to back.
We pray at
Pray
night. We
at night,
stalk
we
at
stalk
night.
at night.
Fighting
We're the
impossible.
We're
rats.
the
It's
rats.
perfect.
All right, pal. Let's get to it.
Fear the Murray.
The Murray.
Yeah, Murray's such a fun character from this game. Not just in terms of playing as him, but in terms of personality.
Hold on, Sly. Let me lower those bars for you. There you go. To get over this thing, you'll have to double jump. Hit the X button to jump, then, while in the air, press it again to get some extra air time. Looks like you're on your own from here.
I'm used to it. Thanks for the help.
Anytime, partner.
Sly, in order
And here we get to
past
see
these
some of the new
lasers,
moves you can
you
do,
need to
like
crawl under that
crawling
table.
underneath objects.
To do that, get near the table and
This can
press
be
the
used for
circle
hiding
button.
or for, as you can see, getting past laser grids or guards or the
Flashlight
like.
guards are too tough to fight
Nice.
head on. Crawl under the table.
And you're,
to sneak
when
around.
playing as Sly at least, fighting guards is actively discouraged unless you absolutely have to. You're, like I said earlier, stealth is actually prioritized this time instead of just being optional.
Nice.
This air vent leads into Dimitri's
And guards are also a lot more alert than they were last time. If you're making a lot of noise, they'll come to check out what all the ruckus
In order
is.
to shut down those yellow lasers, you'll need to take out that guard. Sneak up behind him and press the triangle button to knock him into the air. Then the square button.
God, I love the stealth takedown move that Sly has. It's so satisfying.
Then the square button.
But it only works on guards that haven't noticed you. So while it is a one-hit kill, you can't just abuse it. And it creates a loud noise that nearby guards will hear and inspect.
That sneak
And of
attack
course.
slam move only works on guards who haven't seen you. Wait until this guy turns his back, and then let him have it.
7 years bad luck, a lot of times all those mirrors I broke, yeah.
If you get in a fight with those rats, the sneak attack won't work. It's
By the way, you can
purely
also
a stealth
use the
move.
cane in more creative ways now, like pickpocketing. You can also clearly see some 60s Batman influence here with the, like speech bubbles that pop up when you knock out an enemy,
Nice.
accompanied by, you know, a horn sting.
Yeah.
Here, I'm going to say this now. The villain for this chapter, Dimitri, if we were ever to do, like, a fandom of Sly Cooper, or specifically Sly 2, you would totally want to play Dimitri. He's a character that I know you would like. And there's a character in Sly 4 that I think you would like, too. Especially once you get into the trivia of who was supposed to voice him versus who ended up voicing him. One of the main villains in Sly 4 is a rapper and graffiti artist named The Grizz. And he ended up being voiced by Fred Tatasciore, but in pre-production he was supposed to be voiced by Biz Markie.
Right analog stick to zoom in and out on photo targets.
Alright, so this is the usual part of reconnaissance in each stage. You have to take photographs of the stuff you're going to be stealing and sabotaging. You know the Grizz? Yeah. The stuff about the Grizz makes more sense when you find out that he was supposed to be voiced by Biz Markie. So he's using the clockwork tail feathers as printing plates to make counterfeit money, because they're made of an indestructible alloy, so they'll never wear down.
Oh, wow.
Very simplistic way to use, you know, a piece of clockwork, but very effective. There's our boy, Dimitri. He's a literal lounge lizard.
That should do it, Sly. Head back to the safe house and we'll cook up a plan of attack.
Also, if you look at the concept art for Dimitri, there's a lot of rejected designs where rather than looking more disco-inspired, he was going to look like a
photos
pimp.
Are a grim reminder of what the modern thief is up against. Spotlights, stepped-up patrols. The sum of it all renders a direct assault impossible. To solve this puzzle, I'm going to need some more intelligence. First, replace this bugged painting with one Dimitri has in his office. Once in place, we should be able to listen in on his communications. Second, if you see the boss, tail him. We might learn something from studying his movements. Once we've got a proper understanding of the operation, those clockwork tail feathers are as good as ours.
Alright, let's go to the thief net to sell our stolen loot. And we can also buy some new moves, like a smoke bomb for Sly. That lets him escape from crowds when he's triggered an alarm.
Nice.
This is primarily where we're going to be getting our new techniques from, rather than through, like, power-ups or pages that we find.
Yeah.
Click it to look for your binoculars. They'll be useful for finding the new job starts I've placed around town. Plus, they'll let you read the job titles.
Alright, so we've got 2 jobs available right now. We have to be sneaky. We gotta be quick.
Fly, be nimble. Fly, be quick.
Sly get
Fly, jump over that
discovered.
candle. I was gonna say Sly, jump over that candlestick, but that works too.
Thankfully, escaping from detection is pretty simple. Just get out of their field of view, and they'll eventually lose track of you.
Nice.
this one. Well, first let's take this guy out. Well, first let's pickpocket him, then take him out. No, Sly, you're in a horrible position for this.
Painting with a bug. I need you to sneak into Dimitri's office and
I can't see the painting. All I see is boar face.
So we'll be able to listen in on his conversations.
Yes, I thought things might go more smoothly with an ear on the inside. Just be careful with the fine art. Take any damage and the painting's ruined.
Alright. So we've got the painting. We have to get into Dimitri's office without taking any damage. Because if we take damage, the painting breaks.
Oh, lovely.
By the way, I found out there's actually quite a few DC Comics references in the Sly series, some more subtle than others. Like our girl Inspector Carmelita Fox. You want to know what her middle name is?
What?
Montoya.
Go figure.
I'm assuming you know what that's a reference to.
I know who that is, yes.
And I also found out the reason why her accent changes every game. Other than, changing voice actresses every game. The changing voice actresses every game thing was due to them not being able to, get the first voice actress to work on any subsequent game, so they just decided, okay, we'll replace her, and that just kept happening. But the reason for the ever-changing accent is that she's not just a detective, she's an agent for Interpol. So she's traveling all across the world, and as a result, her accent keeps on changing depending on where she's currently stationed. Like, another example is when we get to Sly 3, you'll notice that she sounds slightly more Italian rather than Hispanic. Because in that game, she's stationed in Venice.
Oh, okay.
Alright, ready for the best song in the game, Dimitri's theme.
Oh god, I'm afraid.
The schematic indicates that door is locked from the inside.
That's all right. I never was one for the direct approach.
Swell, because the indirect approach is way up there through that air vent.
Yeah, this actually sounds pretty good. It's got a good beat to it.
Better than Mirror B. Different kind of music. Mirror B is more of like a I don't know, a samba or a mambo. This is more disco.
Disco stinks.
Oh, almost walked into a guard's field of view.
Oops. That's no good.
Fuck it, we run.
Dimitri coming at you loud and clear. I've got to high five give it up to my main man working at the store. Spice sales are up. That's spice, right? And to every home slice down to the special big money making room. That nice little jobs there, man, like keep both steaming ahead with my new clockwork printing place. All of us retire early. You picking up on what I'm throwing down? Peace out.
Yeah, you're going to see a lot of spice be a recurring element in this game's story. Spice is basically their stand-in for cocaine.
Spice works.
Okay.
Bugs input.
Kind of like
Because
how
they
it
had to
is
keep
in Star
this
Wars,
E-rated.
The original painting
Yeah.
to be in one piece.
Apparently, they did the same thing in Star Wars too, so I'm not surprised.
And make us a ton of coins.
Alright, so we've completed the job with the optional thing of, hey, we can take this painting back with us and sell it if we can get back to HQ without, getting hit. And that's also where our vault's gonna be. Still, Mirror B and Dimitri would be friends, I think. I agree. They're both such fun villains. Funny thing is that there's a spice black market with just like olive oil and Parmigiano Reggiano.
By holding down the R1 button.
Like, imagine trying to buy like some illegal paprika. Or like getting arrested for possessing nutmeg.
Oh, jeez, yeah.
Made it back so we can sell that painting.
Nice.
Let's see how much we get for it. 232 coins. Okay. That's enough to, I think that's enough to get an upgrade for Bentley. Yep, trigger bombs.
Nice.
And then pretty soon we'll have enough to...
In the skies, we'll find that baby snick.
Pretty soon we'll have, enough money to get the upgrade for Murray. The Fists of Flame. Or Fists of Fury.
Nice.
I didn't see which one it was. So I misheard you synthetic cannabis market. That's the black. I have no idea what you're trying to say. I have no idea what you're trying to say here.
Sounds like you just broke something.
No, that was the sound of collecting coins.
Oh. I'm multitasking, so I'm actually, I was kind of screwing around on Hero Forge again. Apparently they've, for shields, they actually allow you to put, pride flags on here now, which is cool.
Nice. I didn't hear nothing, so...
I burped, so sue me.
I didn't hear it.
No. Force a habit.
Well, you know what they say. A force is a force, of course, of course.
Funny.
I can't remember how the rest of the lyrics go. All I remember is that it ends with a joke about Luke slipping the tongue to his sister.
Jeez.
I heard it on a radio show as a kid. I didn't know it was a parody of the Mr. Ed theme, because I had never heard of Mr. Ed at that point.
Yeah. I'll say, fuck.
There's our destination. After I pickpocket some more.
When in doubt, pickpocket.
It's what a real raccoon would do. Alright, now we have to tail Dimitri without getting spotted.
He's ordered his guards to ring the boat's bell when the coast is clear.
Coast is clear for what?
Of that I'm uncertain. Ring the bell and follow him without being seen. Then maybe we'll find out what he's hiding.
There he is!
I love how he walks. He's got like this and you don't give a shit.
He has a strut. He doesn't
Yes.
walk, he struts.
Yes, he's strutting that ass, apparently, as some people would say. It just cracks me the fuck up.
I mean, if you were the owner... Oh shit, Dimitri the Goda came at the right time. Hell yeah, Dash Cat came in time just for the best part. When we're tailing Dimitri and get to hear his awesome theme song. What is this, sex music? That's the song that accompanies his every appearance. And by the way, the unlockable for 100% completion in this game, or maybe the third game, can't remember which, is a music video for Dimitri's theme.
Oh no.
Also, there's a cheat code you can enter in this game and the third game that changes your throwable decoy gadget into Tom from Toonami, complete with Steve Blum voicing him.
Nice.
Because there was a lot of cross-promotion between Sly Cooper and Toonami back in the day.
Nice.
Same thing with Jack and Dexter. Yes, and that cheat code's still in the HD remasters.
Nice.
Ah. Let him get out of sight. Oh well, time to hear that fuck-ass song again. That's the best way to describe that. It's fuck music.
Yes.
Like, you've heard of penis music? This is fuck music. L, cringe, you're bad. I'm sorry, I did not mean to be cringe. Guard, get out of the way. You're blocking Dimitri. You're blocking his swagger. Okay, so I think he just might legitimately be stuck for... Okay, there we go. I deserve this ad. I'm sorry for the insult. That's what you get for bullying the streamer. Yeah, the tailing missions aren't usually the greatest, because the guards can get in the way of the target's pathfinding. And they just kind of get stuck until they have to... Until either the guard moves out of the way or they have to, like, reset their position.
Ah, lovely.
As you've seen plenty of times here. I mean, that's what you run the risk of when you're doing a segment that's not entirely scripted with, like, scripted guard patterns that are adjusted to go along with his scripted pathfinding pattern. Hey, Dashcat, you want to know some fun trivia about Dimitri that I found out last night from looking at his concept art that makes him even more of a total Chad? Before they decided on making him look like, you know, disco-styled, he was gonna look like a pimp. I want this man. Who doesn't?
Good job tailing him, Sly. He had no idea you were watching while he typed in that secret code. Hold on. Looks like that door leads to the nightclub's aqua pump. This might be useful for the heist.
Alright, so we need to be Murray to do that mission.
Now back to the safe house to switch characters.
Might as well do a little bit more snooping to collect some clue bottles.
Nothing usual, I see.
One of the few games where that's actually appropriate to say most of the time. That and Metal Gear Solid and Splinter Cell.
Nice.
This game is such an improvement on the previous one. Agreed. Agreed, it's night and day. Like, the first one wasn't bad, but this one just trumps it in every way. It's sort of like a Jak and Daxter situation, in my opinion, where the series really didn't find its identity until the second game. Is this the one where you can send people to the Shadow Realm, or is that the third one? I can't remember because I haven't played Sly 2 or 3 in a long time. By the way, when all of the Sly Cooper games eventually come to PSN, that would be my recommended way of playing them, rather than the HD remasters, because the HD remasters remastered the music as well, and as a result, a lot of the timings for the music is off, which usually isn't a problem, but then you get to the Ms. Ruby boss fight in Sly 1, which is a rhythm minigame, and the rhythms you have to do are not in time with the music. They're off by like a whole second.
Lovely.
The HD are buggy as fuck. They're playable, but they're not the ideal way to play them. Sly 2, and they get increasingly buggy as you go through the games. Like, Sly 2 has a very infamous bug where once you get to, like, the fourth or fifth world, not going into spoilers about who the Claw Gang member there is, just for the people that haven't played this, but, because this is one of the few Sly games where you can actually spoil the story. If the music cuts out there and, like, the sound cuts out entirely, then trying to exit the game will crash your PS3.
Oh, lovely.
And they never fixed it. Like, the ideal way to play these games, in my opinion, is either on original PS2 hardware or in a PS2 emulator with the motion blur removal patches on to just clean up the picture and make it less nauseating to look at. Who did the HD remasters? Sanzaru Games, the same people that made Sly 4 and the 2 of the 3 Sonic Boom games. Not the really bad Sonic Boom game, the other 2. The ones for 3DS. The Sly HD trilogy was like their first really big project. Because before that, they were mostly known for, like, Nintendo DS shovelware. And the reason they got put in charge of the HD remasters is because they wanted to pick up where Sly 3 left off and make a Sly 4. And Sony was like, okay, we'll test you out by having you remaster the original trilogy, and then we'll see if you can handle Sly 4. And the remasters sold well. Sly 4 turned out controversial, to say the least. I remember Fire and Ice being decent. Yeah, that was one of the last games that Sanzaru developed before being absorbed by Facebook. And I mean absorbed in the most Cell way possible. Cell from DBZ way possible, because they, like, do nothing now. They also worked partly on the Spyro Reignited trilogy, assisting Toys for Bob with development of the Spyro 3 remaster. Or remake. Yeah, they were bought by Facebook, and now they just kind of do nothing.
Yeah, that's what I hate. It's like bigger corporations will buy smaller studios or whatever, and just like do absolutely fuck all with them, just because they want to just shut them down.
Well, they didn't shut them down; they're still open.
They might
like when I say they do nothing, it's like they're in the metaverse mines, basically.
Well, that's worse than nothing then.
It's like how everyone at Activision is in the Call of Duty mines at the moment.
Yeah.
Isn't the Spyro 3 part of the Reignited trilogy the weakest of the three? Yep, it's the one that Sanzaru did the most work on.
No fucking figure.
It's the one that was the buggiest at launch, at least. I remember playing it day one, and I was like, hey, why are the enemies freezing in place when I've killed them and not dropping gems?
The sad fact is, for me, I had actually fond memories of Spyro 3 because it was my first Spyro game that I ever actually played. But I must have had like a later copy when I started playing it.
My guess is you probably had, did you have the Greatest Hits release?
It might have been the Greatest Hits release. I don't remember because I never actually kept the case. What happened is after I got the discs, a lot of times what I did was I put the discs either in the wrong case or eventually into these little CD folders.
Yeah, that's what every kid in the 90s and early 2000s did with their games, which is why it's such a pain in the ass to find complete copies now.
Yeah.
And why complete copies are worth so much more than the discs on their own.
Yeah.
But I asked if you had the Greatest Hits release, because the Greatest Hits actually had a lot of bug fixes done to it. Because Spyro 3 was very famously released in a pretty unfinished state. Didn't even have the full soundtrack on the final game until they did the Greatest Hits release.
Then it might as well have been the Greatest Hits release. I think that's probably what happened, because I didn't get my copy of the game till almost like the mid-2000s, because that's
that was probably Greatest Hits, because the Black Label release would have been way out of circulation by that point.
Yeah, I didn't have a PS1 until probably like early to mid-2000s, because my family were just like, they didn't like the idea of me playing video games until I was like a little older, because they realized like, okay, look, he's got to have something to
How
play.
am I supposed to get past these lasers?
Should be able to break that power box by throwing something.
The easiest way to tell whether you're playing the Greatest Hits release or the Black Label release is to go into any of the speedways and listen to the music. If the speedways have unique tracks for every speedway you go to, then it's the Greatest Hits release, because the Black Label release, like I said, had an unfinished soundtrack. So for the speedways, they all played the same song.
Oh, wow.
And most infamously of all, for the Black Label release, the final boss with the sorceress didn't even have her boss theme in it. It just played the theme from Sunrise Spring for the final boss.
Oh, jeez. I mean, I never actually got that far. Like, I managed to, as a kid, I never managed to 100% the game. Never did. Well, what I did do was I got as far as Midnight Mountain and beat the sorceress the first time, but
Why
I
is
never
my
beat
model
it the second
trying?
time.
Sorry, I was responding to Dashcat. Why is my model trying to kiss Murray? Because we established he is a bicon. I would call him a bear, but he's more of a hippo.
Yeah.
And it's also because my model's tracking is a bit fucked up tonight. My left and right are inverted, and I don't know why it's like that. Okay, so the way we gotta destroy the water pump is by throwing rats into it. So we are clogging up the water pump for the fountain with bodies that are presumably drowned. Murray is just committing mass murder right here. Yep, I'll do it.
They'll be forced to route water through the old pipe tower. Those fools, they're playing.
There's so much murder in these games. Yeah, there's so much casual mass murder in Sly Cooper. And yet it's okay when Sly's gang does it, but when the villains do it, it's bad.
Okay, fellas, I've constructed a plan.
Like that time
to
we
get at
killed
the
50
clockwork
chickens in the
tail
first
feathers,
game just so a ghost
But
could
we'll
make
need to
gumbo.
pull off a few more jobs to set things up for the heist. First, Sly will have to pick a few pockets in the theater so that we'll have access to the Spotlight Control Center. Once that's accomplished, we'll be able to turn off all the security around the printing press. We'll need your muscle, Murray, to take out all the exterior alarm horns. We don't want anything to alert
By the way,
guards
Dash
while
Cat,
we
I've got a
pull
new
off the
redeem
big
set
job.
up for when things
And
get too
finally,
saucy,
we'll need to get
which is
into the discotheque
you'll see the
to
sauce
drop this
redeem
mirror ball.
if it's
Trust
showing
me,
up properly.
it's all
Which
part of the plan.
when redeemed, we'll play a clip from Sly 3 of Murray saying, "Enough with the sauce." Which is one of my favorite out of context clips from Sly Cooper as a franchise.
Let's see.
I remember the main villain killing somebody with poison. The third game, he poofs into smoke. It's so cartoony for something so serious. And then, like... Yeah, like, the reason it's so cartoony for something so serious is because,
Enough with the sauce!
There you go.
Enough with the sauce!
The reason it's so cartoony is because they wanted these games to be E-rated, so kids could play them without any worry about,
Enough with the sauce!
Another one. Oh. Okay.
What
I'll
after
put it
that?
down with the sauce.
Hey, Shadow Dragon.
Hey, Shadow Dragon.
Dragon these nuts.
I can't wait until we get to Sly 3. It's
Hold
got
it,
some of the
Koopa.
best moments.
Constable Neela. Another policewoman hot on my tail.
Yeah, I've seen that used in
I led you
YouTube
here.
poops before
So that
for
clock
when,
slip
like,
was a clue.
people do too
Why are you
many
helping
sus
me out?
jokes in a row, and they put in that
I know
clip.
what a menace those clockwork parts are, and I don't want the likes of the Claw Gang putting them to use.
So what? It takes a thief to catch a thief?
Something like that.
So
But
there's your answer
I'm
to
going to
your
trust you in this case. I
theory
need to know
earlier.
that
Constable
you
Neela
can
is on
keep up.
Sly's side
Literally.
because
Literally.
Don't fall
it takes a
behind.
thief to catch a thief.
Sly, hold down the
Fair
R1
enough.
button to run. You'll
And
need
because
to
it's,
keep
you know,
up
better
with
that Sly gathered them up and destroy them rather than leave them to the Claw Gang to use for various purposes. God, her accent
Fair
is so
enough.
weird. Part of it is because Carmelita and Neela share a voice actress in this game. And part of it's because, like, she's supposed to be Indian, but she went to school in London, so she's supposed to have a Cockney accent.
She doesn't even sound like she has that.
Yeah, because as it turns out, her voice actress in this game, just like the voice actress for Carmelita in this game, because they're the same fucking person, not very good.
Yeah.
I mean, no disrespect to, I think her name's Alicia Gladwell. She turns in a very dull performance in this game. And when she tries to do accents, she's no Yuri Lowenthal.
Some folks got it, some folks don't.
I think it would have helped if they could have, like, had one person voice Carmelita and one person voice Neela, instead of having the same person voice both.
Yeah.
Like, get someone who specializes in accents to do Neela. Because they said the reason they cast her as Carmelita is because they want Carmelita in this game to sound like Jessica Alba, so she wouldn't have a Hispanic accent this time. That was deliberately by choice. It's not this time due to, you know, bad acting,
Well done, Sly.
bad direction.
We should work well together.
Glad you approve.
Now, legally, I can't enter Dimitri's nightclub without a warrant. But I happen to have obtained a key to his
Neela
box
also is like a
person
really
like yourself
popular
can
character
use
in the
however
Sly
he
fandom,
pleases.
from what I've seen.
Oh,
Like, without
we are
getting into
absolutely
spoilers,
going to work well together.
because she's a very hard character to talk about without getting into spoilers.
That job inside the disco will require
A lot of Sly fandom OCs
And I'll
are
have to
basically
say now,
like
I should be
their
all
own
geared up
takes
to
on
the field
Neela.
by the time you arrive.
They should do all 3 games with different VA if these get remakes. I say keep the core cast of Sly, Bentley, and Murray's voice actors from the original trilogy if they're up for it. I know Sly's voice actor definitely is. He's very active in the fandom and likes to do a lot of Q&A stuff and just reminisce about working on Sly Cooper. Very cool guy. Kevin Miller's his name. But as for characters like Carmelita that had like many different voice actors, I would say like for Carmelita, I would say her Thieves in Time voice actress, Grey Delisle, would probably be the best to go with for all 3. Because I feel like, you know, aside from Roxana Ortega in the first game, which is she's just, I don't know much about her, and she doesn't seem to have been in much outside of the first Sly Cooper. Grey Delisle, in my opinion, turned in the best performance as Carmelita. Really playing up the spicy Latina accent aspects of her character, which Grey Delisle's very good at. If you've played Metal Gear Solid Peace Walker, you'll recognize her as playing Amanda. Different VAs for each game individually, it'll be funny. That's even better. That's even better. Still have different VAs for each game, even though they would be like sold in a bundle. That's a genius idea. It's like it's almost as genius of an idea as my idea of like next time Unicron appears in a Transformer show, have him voice Maurice LaMarche doing his Orson Welles impression. They wouldn't do that. If they did that, they would be goated. You'd be surprised. Like, my take is, like, if Sony were to do remakes of the original Sly trilogy, they'd probably put Bluepoint on it, in all honesty. Because that's Bluepoint's specialty. Like, they started as a remastering and porting studio and did such a good job that they got tasked with doing full-on remakes. That, basically keep the exact same artistic direction and gameplay feel of the originals, just with, you know, quality of life improvements and updated resolution and textures. To give you an idea of what Bluepoint's worked on, they did the Metal Gear Solid HD collection for PS3 and 360, which served as the basis of the current Metal Gear collection that's out. They also did the Demon Souls remake and the Shadow of the Colossus remake. Kingdom Hearts randomizer, but it's critical mode. Oh my god, that sounds horrific. Alright, who are we gonna play as next? Bentley or Murray?
I say Bentley.
Alright, You're gonna like Bentley. He's very gadget-focused.
Nice.
Like, he's the only one with a firearm.
Ooh.
It's a crossbow that fires sleep darts.
Nice. I'm almost done with, yeah, sorry.
While he's physically the weakest, he's got bombs.
Nice. I'm almost done with my little, creation here, so when I'm done, you'll have my full undivided attention.
Nice.
Just a random idea I came up with, and I'm experimenting with some different, colors and, stuff on Hero Forge.
Bentley's traveling around the streets of Paris being like, oh boy, here I go murdering! Still one of my favorite things that I've seen a YouTuber do, it was like completely out of nowhere, was years ago, Some Call Me Johnny was doing a charity stream, and he had Mike Pollock on as a guest. And they did the whole, like, Symphony of the Night, Richter versus Dracula, die monster, you don't belong in this world speech. Except, Johnny was playing Richter as Bentley from Sly Cooper. And Mike Pollock was playing Dracula as an old Hispanic woman.
Oh, jeez. I did not know Mike Pollock could do female voice. Well, I should say I didn't know he could do female voices, but I shouldn't be too surprised. I think I've heard him do some pretty high-pitched voices in the past, so...
Yep. Mostly old lady voices.
Fair enough. Okay, that's done.
Yeah, he did the maid in Sonic X.
Wait, that was him?
Yeah, that was him.
I swear, I had no idea that was him.
So it was basically, imagine that voice, but Symphony of the Night Dracula's opening monologue.
Oh God!
Like the Sonic X maid saying what is a man? A miserable little pile of secrets. I also had, speaking of Richter Belmont, unfortunately I never got to meet his voice actor from the original Symphony of the Night because he was based in Japan and then he ended up passing away a few years ago. But I have met Richter Belmont's current game voice actor, not his Netflix voice actor, David Vincent, who you might also know as Grimjow from Bleach, alongside a whole bunch of other characters. For me, I know him as Jin Kisaragi from BlazBlue. I met him at a convention, and I was getting his autograph as Richter Belmont for Nico as a gift. And, like, without me asking him to, he wrote on the Richter Belmont print that he autographed, he wrote, "Die, monster, you don't belong in this world." So he knows about the memes.
Let's see.
I also got to go to his Q&A panel, and I asked him one of my favorite questions to ask voice actors at their panels, which was, what's the strangest out-of-context line you've ever had to say in a professional production? And he had to think about that. He ended up settling on the scene from Kill la Kill, because he played Senketsu in Kill la Kill's dub. The scene where Senketsu is getting steam pressed.
Oh, jeez.
And is, like, moaning in ecstasy.
I've had to actually watch Kill la Kill. I've been kind of on the fence about it.
I've seen the first episode, but not past that. I've heard that really basically turns into Sonic Adventure 2 at the end.
Oh, lovely.
Complete with a golden super form in a battle in space. There's a reason that Shadow's canonical favorite anime is Kill la Kill.
Ah, jeez.
I mean, or as he calls it, due to not wanting to infringe on trademarks, the one with the edgy girl and the scissor blade.
Now, let me ask you this. Speaking of voice actors, and here's the question I have for you. Have you ever played, or at least watched any cutscenes from, what was it? Marvel vs. Capcom Infinite.
I have a copy of it. I just haven't played it yet. I'm not big on X's new voice actor, but that's because I'm so used to Mark Gaffa that it sounds weird when anyone else voices him.
Fair enough. Because the reason I'm asking is because you know how for a while I said Josh Brolin should be the voice of Unicron?
Yeah.
Another actor came to mind, and I don't know who I like better. Isaac C. Singleton Jr. He's the voice of Thanos.
Yes. Like, I know him as the voice of Soundwave from War for Cybertron and Fall of Cybertron.
Wait, that was him? I didn't realize that.
Yep, that's him. He's my second favorite Soundwave.
Nice.
He's got a much bassier tone to his modulated Soundwave voice than Frank Welker does.
Yeah.
But like, it's he doesn't sound exactly like Frank Welker, even with the modulation done to his voice. But he sounds like he doesn't sound like he's doing a bad impression of Frank Welker, like so many other Soundwaves try to do.
Yeah. Like, he seems to be doing, like, his own thing, but still sounding true to the original.
Yeah, exactly. People need to put some respect on Kirk Thornton. I agree. I agree. A lot of people hate on his Shadow performance. I haven't been a fan of his Shadow work so far, but I don't blame that on him. I blame that on the material he's had to work with. Like, outside of how bad the stories in most of the Sonic games for the past 10 years before Frontiers were, Shadow's character was given nothing to do, but they still wanted him to be in the games just because he's popular. So it's like, okay, what do you do with that and make him interesting?
Yeah.
You can't.
Right.
That's why I'm so excited for, like, they're really building up, Sonic X Shadow Generations as being like a grand return of Shadow as a character, finally giving him shit to do, and like re-railing his character. So I'm excited to see how that turns out. It's the first time I've been excited for a Sonic remaster in a long time.
Okay, Bentley.
And by that I mean ever.
Blow it up.
Yeah.
Press the triangle button to drop a bomb, and then get out of the way before it explodes.
But yeah, like, as the voice of Unicron, do you think Josh Brolin's okay, or
Isaac C. Singleton, I think, would probably turn in a more, like, he would probably sound more like the Vok vision of Unicron for Beast Wars.
Yeah.
And I really like that
Hey,
take.
Bentley, how you holding up out there in the field?
Fine.
Yeah, because, you know, like,
Fine.
now that I'm thinking about it, like, Josh Brolin as Thanos and everything in the MCU, he sounds like, you know, he doesn't sound as obsessed with death as he is in the, you know, in the comics and everything, because he's got a different reason for what he's doing. Because I know that in the comics, he's trying to kill, you know, basically, he's trying to please Death herself.
Yeah, instead of trying to give him some sort of somewhat understandable motive, he's just like TOS violating S wording for Death. Like he's doing it just to impress a girl.
Basically, yeah. Like he is literally, I mean, like in the comics, he literally is the Mad Titan. And it fits his with his actions fit that description. But in the MCU, I don't see him as a Mad Titan. I just see him as, like, you know, I see him as more like
he's
you know,
not a
look,
mad
you've got-
titan in the MCU. He's a conqueror, but he's not
Yeah.
like, you know, this feared threat to. Like, yeah, he is a feared threat to all existence, but not for the same reasons.
Right.
And I'm okay with that as far as the MCU goes, because, you know, different takes on the same character. I'm okay
Yeah.
with different media adapting characters in different ways. If I wanted
Right.
a 100% faithful comic adaptation, I'd just watch a motion comic. Or like
Yeah.
a comic fandom.
That's and that's the thing. Like, I don't have anything against the MCU. At least,
I have a lot of things against the MCU, but it's more about recent stuff.
yeah. My thing is everything up to the point of what was it? Endgame was that was okay. It wasn't great, but there were some things. There were some good things, but a lot, some pretty bad stinkers as well. But it seems like post Endgame, things have just kind of gotten blah for me.
Have you seen the test footage of Josh Brolin as Thanos? No, I have not. Have you seen the I forgot what my joke was going to be. Abort. I'm going to do to this joke what should have been done to me 31 years ago and abort it.
Don't say that, dude.
That I'm just making a dark joke. Don't worry.
Okay.
Wow,
I don't know sometimes, dude. You scare me.
You were right. The peacock sign had half of it.
I worry about you.
Off on impact.
Post the link in the Discord because there's no way I'm going to be able to find that in the Twitch chat after the stream's done.
Yeah.
Okay, thanks for posting it in there. I'll check it out after. Like, I want to check it out, I just don't want to check out, like, Disney copyrighted stuff on stream, because Disney is so, like, very litigious and prone to taking down videos.
Here, why did you bonk Ari? I didn't even...
People are just having fun bullying the streamer.
Oni-chan, I need more head pats.
Finally, someone being nice to me with the head
You hold
pats.
my hand and we can do other loot things, but I need my head pats, Oni-chan.
Fucking hell, I'll pat your damn head now. Stop joking me!
People got some points to spend. Holy shit.
Okay, there, Kier, I can understand now. Nope, yep.
You may ask yourself,
Carry on.
How did I get this disease?
you may ask yourself,
What are my treatment options?
and you may ask yourself,
How will this affect my loved ones?
and you may say to yourself,
The fact that the Let's Party and the Bonk came in at the same time made it look like I was blown away by the Party Popper.
Yeah, I saw that. I was like, what? I was like, what the hell does the Party Popper blow you away like that? Now I understand the bonk went off at the same damn time.
Enough with the sauce!
Right, we got all the clue bottles.
Code. Once Sly gets his hands on it, that vault is as good as
Alright, so
cracked.
let's switch back to Sly before taking on Murray's mission. Wait, does Murray even have a mission here? Yes he does. We're gonna switch back to Sly, open the vault, then continue on with the story. I've lost the plot. What's happening? Shenanigans.
That's what's happening.
Honka donka badonkas, but Maxine's not even here. Speaking of, okay, this time I actually am going to play a clip of something I found online yesterday. Speaking of shenanigans. Oh god, where's my mouse? There's my mouse. Speaking of shenanigans, I did find a video that shows a man playing an instrument that can only be described as an instrument that plays the sound of tomfoolery.
Oh, jeez.
It is, like, this is an actual instrument. It's a very rare instrument, because it's from the early silent film era. It's an instrument called the photo player.
The photo player?
It was an instrument that was meant to be played as accompaniment for silent movies. To basically act as a soundtrack for them live. And it was like a player piano mixed with a whole bunch of other stuff. And there were only about 8,000 to 12,000 of them estimated to have been made during the time they were actually being made. Of that, only 50 are known to still exist, and only 12 are still in working condition. Let me reorder the sequence of sources.
Hit it, Joe.
Yeah, this is... Come on. There we go. Anyway, here we go. This is the sound of tomfoolery, if I've ever heard it. This is the sound of shenanigans in audible form.
Hit it, Joe!
Hang on,
I gotta screen share it to you too, duh. So you can hear the audio.
Yeah.
Here we go.
Okay.
Behold, the sound of shenanigans.
Bang! Hit it, Joe!
He said hit it, Joe, not bust it the fuck up. Jesus.
Oh, God. Damn, he's good at this shit.
They need to make more of these. Agreed.
Hell yeah! I would put one of these things in my living room.
I love that it has a dedicated Awooga switch.
Oh god, I love it.
There you go. The sound of tomfoolery as depicted by Joe.
Oh, jeez. I'll be right back.
Like, he said, hit it, Joe, and I was expecting, like, you know, wacky piano music. I wasn't expecting it to go so hard. Holy shit, Joe. You really made Joe Mama proud. Hell yeah, brother. Yeah, like, enough with the synthesizers for, like, you know, instruments that are easy to get a hold of, like violins and trumpets and trombones and stuff. Give us, like, VST plugin synthesizer stuff for the photo player. That would be amazing.
It took some higher level math, but I believe the code to delete
It took some non-Euclidean geometry to figure out the answer to this. I may have opened up a dimensional rift to the Elder Plane. All right, the knockout dive.
Got the knockout dive move.
Listen, my name is Roy D. Mercer. I got a bone to pick with you.
Speaking of Joe, have you been able to pull Ellen in ZZZ? Still no. And her banner ends like tomorrow or something. So I'm kind of salty about it. I don't have money to spend on the gacha. So I can't just buy my way to victory. But, like, I have done so much in-game stuff to get encrypted master tapes to try and get Ellen before her banner is up. And I still can't get her because all I get is fucking W engines. And the occasional Anton. As a result, Anton's one of my most OP characters right now, but still. Voiced by Kagi himself. I didn't know that was Kagi. That's awesome. I know that, like, most of the voice cast hadn't been revealed when the game launched, apart from, like, the people who voice Phaethon and a couple of the main characters. Have we started finding out more of the voice cast yet? Because I've got some theories on who plays who, but I want to know if they're confirmed. Mainly, it really sounds like Nicole is voiced by, I can't remember her name, but Noir from Neptunia. I'll have to hear her scream and shriek in horrified agony to really confirm that, though. And I've heard one person on Cloud's stream say that they think that our boy Billy is voiced by Bakugo's voice actor from My Hero Academia. But I don't know if that had been confirmed. We do know that he was voiced by someone else in an earlier build who was the voice director for the game at first. But then they switched recording studios for the dub, and he was replaced.
Okay, Sly. There's the power boxes which route to the printing press area. To take care of them, I'll need you to put a splice clip in those spotlights.
I still have trouble processing that Kagi's like a respected professional voice actor, because my introduction to him was, you know, him voicing Kermit the Frog in the Cell vs. series.
That will be destroyed if you attack. Make sure you pickpocket their keys before you take those thugs out. To pickpocket guards, sneak up behind them and press the circle button.
So, like, anytime I hear about Kagi being in, like, Persona 3 Reload and stuff like that, I just, instead of thinking of, like, oh, he voices Akihiko because he's got, like, a really impressive range, I think it's like my Uncle Kagi once said, with great power comes great big booty bitches. JKR, are you there?
I'm here. I'm watching, comparing the voices. Sorry.
You shouldn't be watching other people's stuff during my stream, dude. That's rude.
Sorry. It was the voices of Thanos. I was trying to hear different takes of Thanos. Sorry.
Also, which comparing the voices are you watching? Because there's like two YouTubers that do different comparing the voices, and one of them's better than the other.
Generation West?
Yeah, Behellet89 is the other one who uploads more frequently, but that's because he keeps on redoing like the same few characters every now and then, every time a new voice actor for them comes out.
Yeah.
And I think it was also Behellet89 that has been known to accidentally put in non-official stuff and claim that it's official because he thought it was. Like,
yeah.
I think it was Behellet when he did his old Comparing the Voices Soundwave back when Prime was the most recent series. And he put in clips from a fan dub of like, hey, what if Soundwave talked in this scene and said that it was Frank Welker?
Yeah, I remember hearing that. I remember seeing that. I was like, that's not Frank Welker. That's another YouTuber. One that I follow too.
Yeah, he went all out on that Xenoverse 2 mod of Super Saiyan Kermit. I've got Xenoverse 2 on PC now, so I should check that out. The PC version was on sale, and I didn't feel like buying another copy of the PS4 version just so I could play it on my PS5.
Yeah.
Because my PS5 is a digital-only model, so I can't play my disc copy.
Oh, yeah.
Get some rest, Kier.
Have a good night, Kier.
Also, who goes to the gym at 3 a.m.? Oh boy, 3 a.m.!
Like he's saying he's got to get up at at 3.
I know.
and
I'm
then
making a
be at
reference
the-
to a Spinge Bill meme.
Oh.
It's a common meme template based on a scene where Squidward says, "Who orders a Krabby Patty at 3 in the morning?" And then it cuts to Patrick in bed, and he says, "Oh boy, 3 a.m." and pulls out a Krabby Patty and eats it. No, there's another guard in one of the upper areas. He's up that way. I could go for some pizza. I have plenty of pasta, and I've been having too much pasta lately. It's bad for my diet. But I don't have pizza. I only have pizza rolls. I got some Totino's pizza rolls, but no pizza. Unless you count pizza rolls as a form of pizza. Which is, you know, a debate in and of itself.
Yeah.
Like, at what point does pizza stop being pizza?
Personally, I could go for a pizza bagel.
Pizza in the morning, pizza in the evening, pizza at supper time. When pizza's on a bagel, you can eat pizza anytime.
Yes, but instead of it being a bagel bite, I'd actually want like a full-size bagel with some pizza stuff on it. I might do that tomorrow. I don't know. I'll have to figure it out.
Nice work, Sly. Now head for the control panel to slow down the fan.
We got all the keys, so let's turn off the fans.
Yes, Kier, go get your gym clothes ready. I had to head for the gym tomorrow too because I was supposed to go today, but my sleep schedule was all fucked up. So I got up like really early in the morning and then couldn't get back to sleep for a bit. So yeah, I don't want to.
Oh, buddy, you want to talk
the
about
gym.
sleep schedules being fucked up? You want to know what time I got up today?
What time did you get up?
3:45 in the afternoon. In my defense, I am half vampire.
Yes, true. Well, for me, I have no excuse.
That should do it. No more security in the printing press room.
God, that victory jingle, that 4 or 5 note bass riff is so satisfying to hear. I love how the Sly Cooper music emphasizes bass and flute over like a lot of other instruments. It gives it a really unique texture compared to a lot of other video game soundtracks.
Well, I didn't say go to sleep. I just said yes. Get your gym clothes ready.
I'm the one who said go to sleep.
Fair. Yes, get your gym clothes ready and then go to sleep.
Close to the end of our first chapter, and then we'll probably end it after that, because I feel like that's a good cutoff point.
Yeah.
All right, time for the Murray. Reminder, guys, if you want to financially support me some way outside of Twitch, since the Ko-Fi bot just popped up, I'm now doing voice commissions on Ko-Fi.
Okay,
At 2 different tiers, depending on the script length you want.
We'll tip off Dimitri during our heist.
Those will be personalized recordings sent to you.
Them out here, and I need you to
Yes,
take
we're
them
doing more
out.
Sly, Miles. That's why I said in my server. That's why you should check my
Serious
server.
muscle, Murray. You're the only guy on the team who can pull this off. Stop to pick things up, then throw it at those alarm horns. Good luck, pal. This could get rough.
Evildoers feel my wrath.
Murray's such a boss. I love him. Murray's power literally is just, I'll beat a motherfucker with another motherfucker. Well, that and, you know, strength.
Yeah.
I will say, though, as a point of critique, Murray doesn't really get all that many interesting moves or gameplay opportunities in Sly 2. It's not until Sly 3 that they really flesh him out in terms of his moveset. So that's still something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Murray, if you want to break out of your combat stance, hold down the R1 button.
Also, I'm sending you a photo personally, Ari, just because I found a photo of us from a couple of years ago. So I figured, I want to share it off to you.
Ooh, nice. A specific memory or just us in general?
Both of us at the goat farm. We were
That's why I figured it probably was. That's where we took the most pictures together.
Yeah.
Those papers must be made of rock to destroy metal. Listen, anything can be a lethal projectile when thrown at a high enough velocity. You just need to be strong like the Murray.
Oh, God. I'm just looking at the photo, and I just realized something. By pure coincidence, I am currently wearing the same damn shirt I wore the day we went over there.
Hey! All right, time for the heist. I love a good heist.
Okay, fellas, the dominoes are all in place. Time to pull off the big heist. First, Murray will help me break into the old water tower. From there, I should be able to shut down the plaza fountain. Dimitri's sure to send someone out to get the repair truck. Sly, you'll pickpocket the truck keys off this guy once he shows up.
Reminds me of when I was a
Then
kid and
hand
that
them off
episode
to
of
me
That's
and
So
Murray
Raven
in
with
the
just a few
plaza.
pieces of paper were
We'll
too
go
heavy to
steal
carry.
the truck
I haven't seen
while
that
you
much of
climb
That's
to
So
the
Raven.
top of the nightclub's peacock
I'm one of those
sign.
people that saw more
When you're in
Cory in the
position,
house than That's
Murray
So
will
Raven.
fire the truck's
Which
winch
means
line
I'm the
up to you,
only
and
person
we'll
who
use
saw
it to
more
pull
Cory in the
down the
house than
sign.
That's So Raven.
If my calculations are
I
correct,
never really
the
cared for That's
impact
So
should
Raven.
create an entrance to
When
the
it
printing press room.
when it aired on TV, it just wasn't my thing.
You
I
jump
just
in,
wasn't really
grab
much
the
into the
clockwork
Disney
tail
sitcoms
feathers,
in
and
general.
we all
Like, I
get
never
the
saw
heck
Lizzie
out of here.
McGuire. I never saw Even
Yeah.
Stevens.
Yeah, I actually, when those shows came on, like on the Saturday morning cartoon block, or like not Saturday morning cartoon block, but yeah, it was up, like Disney's One Saturday Morning or ABC Kids in my case. Yeah, well, I just didn't watch TV for a couple of hours. Just tuned into a different station. So either I did watch TV, or I just decided not to watch those particular shows for about an hour and a half to 2 hours.
Now, my sister grew up on the Disney sitcoms, whereas I grew up on the Nickelodeon sitcoms. I think it's safe to say that she grew up on the sitcoms that had better production management. Considering she grew up with the stuff that wasn't made by Dan Schneider.
How is your sister anyway?
I haven't talked to her in a while, because she's been busy with life stuff. Because she's turning 17 this year, and I still can't believe that.
17, oh my god.
Yeah, I still have this mental image of her as like a little tiny kid. But no, she's looking at colleges now.
Damn. Does she have any idea what she wants to do with her life?
I mean, apart from acting, I'm not sure.
Oh, I forgot that she was looking into acting.
She's been an actress for a long time. She even landed a bit part in a movie a couple years ago. I say a couple years ago. It came out last year after sitting on the shelf of movie languishment for a while due to the pandemic. She was a bit character, like, appearing in a couple scenes with like maybe 1 or 2 lines of dialogue. I haven't seen the movie yet to confirm, but it was the movie Are You There, God? It's Me, Margaret.
Focus. Which valves do I turn
based
to
on the
divert
Judy Blume
water
novel.
pressure from the plaza?
Oh, okay.
To change the flow of water through a valve, I should press the circle button.
You must be very proud, my friend.
Yes, I am. She doesn't see it as a big deal, but I do. She's like, oh, I didn't even really get to have any lines of dialogue. And I'm like, that's still awesome that you got to be in a movie that made it to theaters. Holy shit.
No, definitely, I agree with you on that. Like, for me, it was like, when I got a chance
part of it's just that she's really humble and well-behaved. So,
It's off, all right. They're already sending out the
like, for me, it's like, I remember when I actually started using my voiceover talents last semester at during the school play. I was actually just shocked that I got a chance to actually use my voice talents to some use.
Yep, and I'm glad that you did.
Yeah, I probably won't be auditioning for the next one next semester, just because both the combination of time with the 2 classes that I'm going to be taking, and also the fact is that it's a musical, and I'm not ready to do musicals yet.
Yeah, so musicals are really taxing. I've been in one musical before, and I'm probably not going to do that again for a long time.
Yeah.
I say for a long time, it was in high school, so it's already been a long time, but the point still stands.
Yeah.
It was Grease, and Grease is a very taxing musical to do for your first musical, because there's so much choreography in it.
Oh, yeah.
Thankfully, I didn't play, like, a major role. I was just one of the chorus members. So it was mostly dancing and singing ensemble songs rather than having to do, like, specific key numbers.
Yeah.
Which I'm okay with. I wasn't okay with it at the time because I was like, why don't I get to do anything, actually interesting? But nowadays I'm like, if it's Grease, I'd rather just be an ensemble member rather than have to read that terrible dialogue. Or sing songs that glorify some very questionable stuff. It was the 70s interpretation of the 50s. Things are different now, I guess.
Yeah. But
it was also just a production that was filled with a lot of, like, casting the kids that were the most popular rather than the kids who were the most talented. The people that they cast as
for the repair truck.
The people that they cast as, like, the main duo for the story. I can't remember the character's name. I know Sandy's one of them, but I can't remember John Travolta's character's name. Danny. That was his name. like the people that they cast as Danny and Sandy were like a very popular couple who were dating at the time.
I'll take the wheel. I know how to drive a stick shift.
Oh no.
I need to get in position on top of the nightclub's...
Yeah, it's canonical that the Cooper Gang van is a stick shift.
Damn. I don't know how anybody could drive a stick shift. I've
tried. I had to drive a stick shift during my driver's ed lessons because that was the only kind of car that they let us practice in. And I'm like, oh yay! I get to learn this complicated setup for the kind of car that I'm never going to be driving.
Exactly. Like I always use automatic. My mom was like, "Oh yeah, I want you to learn."
Do they even make stick shifts anymore?
I have no idea. I know that I've got a few friends who still drive like Saabs, and I know those cars have stick shifts. And like, at least the Saabs that he drives are like antique. Well, I say antique, but they're more like older models. So like, stuff that came out
the cars
like
that they had us practice in were a Ford Taurus.
Hooks on, pull away.
Yeah, personally, I'm
like
fine
that.
with
like a really old Ford model. Not like, you know, ancient Ford model, but like outdated for like 2011.
Oh yeah.
When I was finishing up driver's ed. And then I have this distinct memory of my driver's ed instructor looking like a hippie and drinking some unidentifiable green gelatinous substance out of a jar the whole time that he was instructing us.
Oh, jeez. Yeah, I remember my driver's ed instructor, like, I had, like, one-on-one classes with the guy, and he was okay until, it got to the point, like, where it was like, well, we get, like, I let slip that, you know, my political, stance on everything, and he actually said, oh, yeah, I disagree with you and all this stuff, and I'm like, oh, okay, whatever. It was like one of those things where, like, I should have just kept my big mouth shut, but,
That was real subtle, Bentley.
Okay, you jumped
real subtle, all right.
All right,
yeah,
time for the showdown with Dimitri, the boy, the fuck man himself.
But yeah, so what happened was, like, when I had to take my driver's test twice, because the first time apparently the proc.
So raccooners do this. Right, totally bumming my house up and bringing me down. So very uncool. Why can't you let birds and bees be free, bro?
Listen, Dimitri. You have no idea what you're playing with. It'll bring more than your house down.
Look, bro. I see you are a tough cowboy. A man with taste, style, vision, a connoisseur of finer things. Like me. Look, I'm sure that two cats in a bag like us can work something out. Yeah? We smooth. Yeah? Look. See the money. You like the money. You can take all you want. I can.
No deal. You and the rest of the Claw Gang have to be stopped. Clockwork will never again see the light of day. Just hand over the tail feathers and we can...
What is this with clocks, bro? Have you no vision? Are you hearing what I beam to you? You think you have juice? Don't show me a little mind when talking about such big things. You think you can swing the bat? Show your bling and let me shine you.
I have no idea what you're saying. And your suit sucks.
No! Let's dance!
Telling him his suit sucks. That's the thing that triggers the fight. Because he was fine with everything else.
Like, yeah, I remember my driving instructor, like, when I failed the test the first time, like, not only was he disappointed, but he was more disappointed in the fact that I apparently broke his streak of passing every single one of his students the first time.
And thankfully, like, I didn't fail mine many times. I got it the first time. It's just I was nervous about driving, so it took me a couple years to actually take the driving test.
Yeah.
But like I nailed everything.
Yeah. For me, I think one of the major issues, and I think it was because I was nervous, but apparently the proctor also didn't like that I seemed to already know the route for the exam itself. But you know, it was one of the. Apparently, I think he took that into account as well. But he didn't like the fact that I apparently did not stop fully at a stop sign, which, you know, I don't know if I did or not. It's been too long ago. Apparently, like we were. Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Have a good night, Shadow Dragon.
Like, yeah, so, like, when I was about to pull back into the DMV, I was feeling nervous because the proctor was, like, you know, telling me, it's like, oh, yeah, you're gonna want to make a left turn into the DMV from here. I'm like, okay. I'm waiting for, like, the right opportunity to turn. But it's, like, rush hour. It's fucking rush hour in Chicago. So, you know, I'm trying to make a left-hand turn, and, of course, someone in the oncoming traffic lane did not like the fact that I was crossing into their lane to turn, so decided to speed up, and the proctor, you know, took points away from me for that.
All right, Dimitri is down. I keep forgetting that Sly has a charge attack in this game.
It's a clockwork, fellas, and my counterfeit in operation. It's past tense.
I'm doing you a favor. What kind of thief prints money? There's no honor in that.
You... Crackerbox!
Fuck, it's a cracker box.
Careful, you might get me in trouble with Twitch if you keep saying that.
Fair enough.
My gang and
I'm just warning you because Twitch is really stupid
tail
about
feathers
that.
were ours, and Dimitri's
Fair enough.
Operation
They treat that as a slur on the same level as, like,
Due to
actual
the untimely
slurs.
arrival of Carmelita, my escape got a little tricky. Angry at
Top of the night, lads. Hey, Husk, we're
on
just
the
getting ready to wrap up here. Gonna see if there's anyone for me to raid.
Throwing the frustrated forger behind bars.
Looks like Cloud's actually only got like one viewer, so maybe we might want to rate them.
In Monaco.
Hell yeah.
Bentley wanted to try out his new card counting formula, and I figured the team had earned themselves a well-deserved break.
Bentley, you got some balls to count cards at a casino. That's the kind of thing that gets your kneecaps broken.
Yeah, right.
All right, so
I'm
that's gonna be Sly 2 for tonight. I had a lot of fun with you guys. What?
Oh, I thought Cloud had gone offline, but no, their position on the list of followed channels just changed, so I thought they went off for the night, but they're still going.
All right, we're gonna be rating Cloud Sato. Thanks for tuning in. Thank you, JKR, for joining me. I'll see you guys next time, and until then, unpleasant dreams.
Well, we're the boys of chorus. We hope you like our show. We know you're rooting for us, but now we have to go.
Good night, everybody.